Hi, Glenn from Aussie Tech Heads. Join Will, Eric and myself as we bring you the latest, most up-to-date, important tech news that affects you from Australia and the world. Weekly podcast available each Friday through iTunes. Watch the live stream recording of the show at live.thesecrethub.com each Thursday night, 7:30pm or GMT plus 10. Call in live via Skype or chat in our lounge. However you get us, just make sure you do. Listen or visit our website for more information, www.aussietechheads.com.au. Aussie Tech Heads, Australia's longest-running tech news podcast.
You're listening to Australia's #1 tech podcast. Every week, join hosts Brad and Jason here on the Tech Webcast. Download our iPhone app, follow us on Twitter at TechWebcast, and visit us online at techwebcast.info. Here are your hosts, Brad and Jason.
Welcome to episode 166 of the Tech Webcast podcast, recorded on Saturday, the 3rd of December 2011. Tech Webcast is recorded live every Saturday and rebroadcast on Aussie Tech Heads on Thursday nights at 7. This is our second last episode. Today's hosts are Brad, Jason, Aaron and Steve, and our guest is Jason Cartwright from TechAU. Good afternoon, Brad.
Hey, Jason, how are you, mate?
Hey, the second last one, dude.
Second last one, yep.
It's been a big year.
It has, mate. It has. Have you got any highlights for the year, mate? Do you reckon or not?
You just put me on the spot, don't you?
Sorry, I should have asked you. I didn't know you were going to say that.
I think there's just been a lot of really good interviews that we've had all the time, you know?
Oh, shit, yeah. We've had a fantastic people on the show, mate.
Sweet.
And we've got Steve back. Hey, Steve.
Hey, I'm back, as always.
How's it going, mate?
Pretty good. It's a good week.
Yep.
And I think I said Aaron in the intro, but he's not here.
He's not here. I'm not sure
No.
where he is.
MIA.
Yeah, he's away. He may even turn up later on the show. But what's been happening, Steve, in your week? Any things interesting?
Not really. Just wow, you put me on the spot too.
Oh, God's sake!
I don't know. We're just kind of getting some stuff ready for the show afterward for my show once we finish with the Tech Webcast. But I don't want to give away too much. I got 2 screencasts coming up, and besides that, it's been a kind of a quiet week, I guess.
Good stuff. What about you, Jason? Any Oakley? What about you, mate? Any interesting things happening in the week?
Well, I've been trying to get stuff worked out for the Tech Webcast app, and it's been getting closer, but the Android one, for some reason, I can't get it to show embedded videos from YouTube or the embedded mobile Twitter stream to show up inside the app, even though it works perfectly 100% on all the iOS devices. And as for Apple, I got my ABN and uploaded the documentation to Apple, but then I found out they've got my old address in iTunes Connect, and you can't update that without faxing them, oldie technology, faxing them a notarized copy of my driver's license or something so that they can prove that I changed my address. Like,
that is
who cares where an address is, so long as the business is registered and you've got my ABN, which has got my new address on it, and it proves where I am. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to get an ABN, which is official government documentation. What more do you want?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So I haven't been able to release the app until I get that sorted out now. They've got so much red tape, it's a wonder anybody releases anything now.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. All right, we've got TechAU on. Hey, Jason, how are you, mate?
Hey, good, thanks, Brad.
That's right, mate. What's been happening in the past time we spoke?
A lot since the last time we spoke. This week specifically, went to Sydney and interviewed the CEO of Yelp for their Australian launch.
Cool.
Sweet.
Good stuff.
And also had a bit of a success with one of the videos I posted, the Tell Me versus Siri video.
I was going to say, yeah, that's going viral everywhere.
Yeah,
I've seen it on Reddit, I've seen it on lots of technology sites.
Exactly, yeah, we have.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it got coverage world over, which I'm just absolutely blown away by, and certainly, thousands of comments, and current views are up to about 1.1 million, so...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty happy.
Now, has that got anything to do with your AdSense being cancelled, or...?
Well, the fact that I didn't make any money on it.
Well, I wish you did.
Yeah, that's got a lot to do with the AdSense account being cancelled.
Well, how much money would you have made out of that if you had it?
Yeah, look, to be honest, I'm not sure. I mean, typically people don't tend to talk about how much they make. I'm usually transparent. I'd be happy to tell you if I made some, but yeah, look, I'll probably at least, I don't know, maybe ballpark a few $100s.
Oh, well, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
It's hard to know. I mean, it's all about how many people click on the ads too. So, click-through rates on technology topics typically are pretty low.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get 1 million people at anything, and even if it's 1%, that still adds up to a decent amount.
Okay.
Did you see WordPress is now launching their own ad network because they're not happy with the Google one?
Yeah, look, I'm fully supportive of that. I did write a post through the week as well about my Google AdSense account being banned. The issue there is that they just don't communicate. I've got no idea why it was banned. It just was. The reason they stipulated was like a regular behaviour or something to that effect. And, you go through the appeals form and it just comes back and says, no, the decision stays and no more explanation. So I don't know what I can do to reverse it.
Part of the problem is Google being such a faceless company, you can't really phone somebody or email anyone direct. It's just like, here's an address, you can email it, good luck if anybody gets back to you, and you probably, if we say no, then we've said no, and that's it,
Yeah, look, I think it's pretty unacceptable that that's the way Google approaches things. They're a massive company, and they have the resources to adequately staff like a phone, point of contact for each one of their divisions. So if I want to phone up somebody in AdSense when things aren't working, then I should be able to do it. I understand it if they don't want that as the first point of contact. It's probably more economical for them to deal with things, systematically through email or job requests through their website. But at some point, when things aren't working, you need to fail back to a phone and be able to talk to somebody.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't very happy with the performance of the AdWords I had on many websites, so I cancelled my account. And then, sure enough, just a few weeks later, I get an email from them saying, hey, one of your YouTube videos is doing really awesome. Maybe you should put AdSense on it. Here's how you can do it. And I'm like, but I cancelled it, and you said once you cancel it, you can never, ever resurrect it or anything. But, yeah, WordPress is launching, instead of AdWords, they're launching Word Ads.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, there are millions of blogs built on WordPress, so if everybody does take it up, it could be actually a pretty significant loss for Google.
Yeah, it depends on how well it performs.
That's why on my own YouTube site, I don't have partnership, but I do have where I can enable ads on all my videos. I took them off. It's just because hearing everybody's trouble with, YouTube's so strict on icons, graphics, everything, music, video, that, I just took it off for the time being. I do have it on Blip TV, and I do have AdSense there, I believe, or some kind of advertising there, but for the time being, I'm just leaving ads disabled.
All right, well, Steve, while you're talking, fire away and ask some questions to TechAU.
Yeah, actually, I was kind of on your website, and I noticed, actually, it was the very first news item, I think, which was the, maybe give us your thoughts on Samsung and Apple, what do you call it, the court proceedings. I guess Samsung supposedly looks very much like a Samsung, tablet pad. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so the issue you're referring to is essentially Apple and Samsung are in a legal battle over the styling or the appearance of their Samsung Galaxy Tab. Their 10.1-inch, Apple says, looks too similar and would be confusing to customers, and some people may confuse it for the iPad. They've spent a long time and I'm sure a lot of money in courts, and this week, the decision was overturned and Samsung was actually able to start selling the tablet in Australia. There seems to be, I don't know if it's just the tech crowd that's sort of overhyping this, but there seems to be a fair bit of demand for this thing. Now, when it actually goes on sale, if that happens, we'll wait and see what the numbers are like, but I suspect that there's a lot of hype and in reality, not that many people actually go to a store and lay down the cash and buy it. So, given that this is a long, drawn-out process and costly for Samsung, and Australia is a relatively small market for them, or for any tech company, we're always up against this 20 million problem. And sooner or later, if this continues to drag on, Samsung will pull the pin, and we won't see this tablet in Australia.
Are you going to get one, TechAU, Jason?
No, I'm still rocking the original iPad 1.
Oh, wow.
And, I don't really see a good reason to upgrade at this point. I tend to... It's funny, I went to tablets, when I got the iPad and really loved it. And now that I got the MacBook Air, the tablet almost seems, second fiddle to that because it's sort of a subset of the features. With the Air, you're not really adding much weight. and you're getting a full computer there. So that I tend to be on the Air more than I am the tablet.
Oh, cool.
One of the news stories that I was going to bring up that we can skip to now as part of the discussion is that Apple appealed to the court and they got a further delay, so Samsung still can't sell it here for at least another week or so while Apple tries to go for the High Court now. So they got it overturned and they could start selling it, and then the next day Apple changed that and it's blocked again.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
And with Samsung supplying components to Apple, you're like, what the heck is going on? Can't you guys sort something out?
Yeah.
But the components in the iPhones and the iPad have got Samsung in them.
I forgot it affects Australia. You know, they can't sell it right now, but once the court proceedings get over with, maybe.
Yeah,
well, they brought out a new tablet in Germany. It's like 10.1N or something, where they changed some of the stuff, and Apple's now trying to block that one because they said it still looks like the iPad, so stop doing it again.
How does it look like the iPad, though, Jason? How does it look? I don't get it.
Look, it doesn't look any more like an iPad than any other tablets that's on the market. I mean, essentially, they've all got the flat plate and glass on the front, a black border,
silver around the edges.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much variance that you can actually do.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, because one of my friends at work said to me, there's Motorola Zoom, there's the Samsung Galaxy Tab and stuff like this. They don't really care about... the Galaxy Tab is the one they're caring about. The Transformer they're not worried about. It's just this Galaxy Tab that's really annoying them. All I can think of is because Samsung is a big supplier of parts. Maybe that's the only reason that they're taking on Samsung specifically.
Yeah, I sort of think they're worrying a little bit too much about it. I don't think the numbers of sales for the Galaxy Tab will ever rival anything close to what the iPad. And, they've been in the market a lot longer. They've got a better app ecosystem.
It's just going to leave a bad taste in people's mouths about Apple.
Yeah, I agree.
Honest.
Well,
it
I don't
seems
think
anti-competitive.
Get over it and forget about it.
With the Galaxy Tab, I don't necessarily think it's just it's the same size and relative shape. Because all tablets are pretty much like that. It's other things that I've noticed, like the packaging used to almost look the same as the iPad. The USB charger looked the same.
Yeah, okay, that is essentially the same but black, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And some of the screens are very similar. If you go to the app drawer, and they'll have the little dots for the pages, like the iPad has, and things like that. So, I could see in a way where some things they might have copied. I'm not saying it is, but as far as the shape, not so much.
The biggest part about a tablet or any computer these days is the operating system and the apps that you run on it. So, look, even if the hardware itself looks the same, as soon as you turn that thing on, you're going to know that, this is Android, this isn't iOS.
Well, it's not like they've called it an iPad or something and then used the same design on the outside box so that people go, oh my God, that's an iPad, I better buy that, and it's so cheap too.
Yeah, I don't think that's what Samsung's really about, is trying to pick up sales based on confusion. I mean, that doesn't end well eventually. No. I mean, your consumer ends up, if they did accidentally buy the wrong thing, they end up pissed off at you. So, it's still running honeycomb, that's the other thing. So I really struggle to, recommend any Android tablet until Ice Cream Sandwich arrives. I think that's really going to be the surfacing of Android tablets.
That's going to be a big change.
Steve, any more questions for Jason?
Oh, no, I guess that's about it.
Is that it?
I think talking about that Tell Me versus Siri again, looks like Microsoft might need to do a bit of censoring for one thing. The kind of things that they do a search on when you want to book a meeting, a team meeting or something.
So I agree. And it's funny because Android actually has an option, a switch you can flick to say, look, when I'm doing these voice searches, either allow or don't allow. And I'm pretty sure that's disabled by default. So, so you wouldn't accidentally get an adult result. Yeah.
And yet Microsoft is sitting there going, look, we've had Tell Me for over a year. What are people happy about Siri for? It's got nothing on us. We've been there, done that, and Apple's just copying us. I'm like, maybe they did, but they did it better.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. They did do it better. Siri's great.
It can understand you.
Yeah, it can. I love it.
Yeah, I think I mean, there's a danger in, like, a lot of the follow-up videos or responses to my video have really focused on the fact that, Tell Me does actually work if you provide it the right commands, and that is absolutely true, and I've never debated that. That really wasn't the point of the video. The point was to demonstrate that you shouldn't need to know a list of commands to interact with your phone. I mean, you want it essentially to be like conversational with a person, and Siri does that, and Tell Me doesn't. So that's really what it has highlighted, I think, and a lot of people have picked up on that. And yeah, I've heard nothing from Microsoft. I'm a little surprised at that. I would have thought, they would at least reach out and get in contact, and I just expect them to really just outline their plan for the future. To admit that they did get leapfrogged. Siri is better than their system right now, but they're a big company. They've got a lot of resources, and if they really want to focus on this as part of their business, they can allocate resources, and they could potentially leapfrog Siri in the future.
I bet that your video's done the rounds at One Infinite Loop Cupertino.
Yeah, look, a couple of people had suggested it should be in an Apple television commercial, but I don't see that happening. But that's a nice comment.
Hey, do you see doing more versus videos, like this versus another thing, and you think that'd catch on, or?
Yeah, actually, I mean, based on the success of this, absolutely. Immediately when it sort of took off, I started thinking, well, what's next, sort of thing, and a lot more people know about the brand now, and yeah, it'd be nice to follow up with something, pretty soon.
Maybe an iPhone up.
Yeah, look, you have some ideas, that'd be great.
Yeah, what? Now you're actually working on another project, Jason, called Constructive. Is that correct?
Yeah, I am, man. Spending a lot of late nights. Learning programming and building a website. It's called Constructive, as you said, and the idea really there is to have one central place that you can leave constructive feedback about a product. So you own a Boxy Box, for example, Brad.
Yep.
Yeah, so there might be, you might love it overall as a product, but there might be a couple of things that you wish the next version of that product had. So Constructive would be a place that you could go and you could leave that comment and have it basically voted up, so the best ideas would rise to the top, and then the companies would be paying attention to these people suggesting ideas. So essentially there will be a mechanism for them to reward the smartest people or the people who surface great ideas. And the ultimate aim would be that, products in the future actually get changed and built on what consumers really want.
Like, how do we improve Tell Me so it works as good as Siri?
That could be a construct, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Jason, any more questions for TechAU?
No, at this stage. Did you want to do some news and then we can do some discussion based on that?
Sure, let's do that.
Cool. All right, a loophole in federal gaming legislation is allowing an online casino to take money from Facebook punters but not pay out winnings in cash, leaving unsuspecting punters out of pocket. The Double Down Casino on Facebook gives players free chips, but once they're exhausted, punters are required to buy credits to continue to play online casino games such as poker and blackjack. In a reminder to always read the fine print, the terms and conditions explicitly say, regardless of the terminology used, virtual currency and virtual goods may never be redeemed for real-world money, real goods, or other items of monetary value from the site or any other party. But this has not stopped a flood of complaints to Independent Senator Nick Xenophon. A Facebook page condemning the site and warning others has also been set up by disillusioned users. A constituent contacted Senator Xenophon after he attempted to withdraw the chips, made a complaint, but then was blocked by the site by administrators. Senator Xenophon wrote to the Australian Communications and Media Authority complaining that the US-based website was misleading and was in breach of online gaming laws. ACMA told Senator Xenophon the website's content is not prohibited because it was not possible to win money or anything else of value from playing the games provided, so it does not constitute a gambling website. An Australian man has become one of the first to hack the iPhone 4S voice recognition app Siri, but his motives were not sinister. He wants to use the smartphone as a home automation tool. Sydney man Marcus Shuppy, 28, spent just over $120 on a gadget setup which enabled him to hack Siri and use voice commands to turn on a lamp and open web pages. He next wants to see whether he can ask Siri to close a kitchen hutch on his property and unlock his front door using simple voice commands. I think that would be pretty cool. And Australian telecom operator Telstra has unveiled Android Land, the world's first store within a store that showcases the latest Android smartphones and tablets. Located at Telstra's flagship retail outlet in Burke Street, Melbourne, this 154 square metre space brings together interactive technology, games, and on-site experts to explain the features of Google's Android operating system. The new Android Land comes just in time for Christmas rush and aims to provide gift shoppers with a choice to buy from a wide range of Android smartphones, along with providing them plenty of ideas and buying guide tips. Visitors to Android Land will be able to board the Android spaceship, an interactive spaceship zone that allows visitors to pilot the Google Earth app on the giant screen and fly across the world, play Angry Birds on a big interactive screen, and create an Android avatar that can be printed or shared. They can have fun in the play zone. Visitors can sit under a pixel tree and play with live devices, try their luck on an Android skill tester and clown machine, and flick through a virtual library of Google books. They can get expert advice. Android experts, specially trained by Google, will be on hand to help customers set up their Google accounts, recommend popular Android market apps, answer questions, and help customize device home screens. They can get hands-on with the latest Android devices. Visitors will be able to try out a wide range of working Android smartphones and tablets, and they can window shop. Customers will be able to interact with a massive 24 by 9 meter window display that features an augmented reality game challenging visitors to catch Android robots drifting in a virtual snowfall. Well, last one sounds interesting. You're going to check it out, Brad?
Yeah, I'm going to check it out. Yeah, I will check it out.
It's a bit like a Genius Bar and things like an Apple shop in the Telstra store, but it's all about Android only.
But I'm not really into Android.
No, but it'd be interesting to have a look at it.
Yeah, it would be good. Yeah, good, interesting look at. Yeah.
If you wanted to learn about Android, that's the best place to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure, mate. Yeah, for sure. Now, Jason, we got the new channel in Sydney, didn't we? That For Me channel.
Yeah, the voiceless one, nice and quiet.
Launched on...
doesn't wake the neighbours.
No. If you
it's got no audio.
No audio. Now, that launched on Thursday. Now, I had a chat with one of the people who worked there. Now, people have been saying the channel is it's dedicated to home shopping channel.
Oh, okay.
Now,
when I had a look at it, it had some religious show on.
Yeah. Now, it's not actually dedicated to home shopping. It's got different shows on there, which is looks pretty good. It's got the X Games on there, some surfing show on there.
Is it a community channel?
Well, yeah, that's what they're sort of going towards, I think, and it's owned by Channel 7, I think.
Interesting.
And
look into it.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, and the audio issue is being fixed, so that should be fixed very soon. I'm not sure if Jason's got the same problem on his TiVo, but...
to be honest, I don't watch it, mate. It is a rubbish channel.
Well,
the TV guide hasn't worked since it came out in regional Victoria. So,
shit.
Yeah. So even there's a couple of good or half decent shows on there that you'd want to set to, DVR.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't because the guide's not working. So.
Well, when did you check it last?
Yeah, look, it was a while ago. I do have to admit, probably a couple of weeks ago since I flicked onto that.
When you get a chance, have a look, and it should be updated for you.
You know what? I should be able to do that right now.
Yeah. So so that came out on Thursday, which is pretty good. Good to see they're adding more channels to Freeview, and
so that's how TiVo gets more content.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's very cynical of me, isn't it?
I don't know. Is it?
Yes.
I don't know.
No, they're not going to add on any web browsing or YouTubing or better movies you can download. They added another free channel that just came.
Yeah. But, someone said to me TiVo went broke or something. I don't know who said that to me, but apparently they went into hardship or something or whatever. I don't know what happened there. But
bankrupt?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
They're doing great.
So I don't believe they were bankrupt. What they did do is lay off a bunch of their staff and drop it right back to essential sales skeleton staff. So,
same as what Palm did before they died.
Yeah, right. So it does seem like a move that you would do right before you close up shop. But, even their CEO left for the States. It doesn't look like a healthy company in Australia.
No. As long as the channel keeps going, the digital channel feed will be okay. But if that dies like it did in the UK, where they just shut up shop and said, go join Virgin Media, then we've got a few paperweights. You can get some parts out of it, like a 320 gig hard drive or something, but...
Yeah,
wouldn't be great.
But can you just imagine if TiVo did go broke? And can you imagine a lot of mad people have TiVos?
Yeah, well, they did in the UK.
Yeah, that's wouldn't be happy if it happened, but I don't think it will. But so it happens.
I seriously don't understand how they can't make that work. as a business.
Yeah, I don't
because every HD TV that gets sold, and there's millions every year, should have a DVR to record it that is sold and bundled with it.
Yeah.
Yep, makes sense.
It does make sense, yeah.
Guess that's why a lot of them have got it built in now.
Yeah, I mean, essentially they dropped the ball. I mean, they had their period, a couple of years there, where they could have really just nailed sales and done partnerships with TV manufacturers, and they sort of missed the boat.
Yeah, I think also with the price being about $800-900 when it first came out here, people were like, I don't really see why. I'll just get a top field or something.
Yeah, see that's a contentious issue as well, because it does RRP for that, or it did initially. But if you go in a store and you ask for a decent price, you could actually pick it up for around $600. So it's basically they certainly don't cost them that much to manufacture. It's really just a price gouge.
Yeah, when I went there, they threw in the Wi-Fi adapter and stuff because I asked for it.
Yep,
mine was about $799 when I got it just over a year ago.
Yeah, I know. I just wish they would do something, update the software and that sort of thing, and put better function in it.
Give us the US model. I mean, we're 2 or 3 models old now. In the US model, there's 4 tuners and a 2 terabyte hard drive.
Definitely, there is. Yeah, there is, mate. And I seen your tweet too, Jason. You weren't happy about it when they brought it that 1 terabyte TiVo.
No, I mean that was their announcement for this year.
Yeah.
That we're upgrading the hard drive. It's just rubbish.
Yeah, it is.
And then put the price back up again.
Yeah, $699.
$700. Yeah. When you could just go buy an extender for $99 on your $499.
Yep, that's what I've done, and works great. So now, also, Jason, have you heard about the free-to-wear USB adapter for the Boxy Box that's coming out next year?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have, man. Looking forward to that. It'll be interesting if that can actually replace something like the TiVo. And, I love my Boxy Box, and I certainly get a large amount of my content from, online, but still watch a slab of the free-to-air stuff. So if you could have the best of both worlds without switching inputs all the time, that'll be great.
Yeah. Do you see the point of it, though? Like, it's on a DVR. You can't record it. You can just watch free-to-air on it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I wouldn't replace 100% of the functionality, but then, maybe the next version or the next announcement is a DVR thing, so or Boxy Box 2. Who knows where it's going to head, but any iterations or improvements like that are sort of welcome.
And also, we can't use it over here either. It's only for US only.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But what about you, Steve? You're going to get one, aren't you, mate?
Me and Brad kind of talked about it before, like, what when they come out with it, what is really is it really enough of a difference to use it over a regular TV, other than you don't have to press the input for regular television, unless you could hook it up to maybe a computer and get TV tuner function or DVR function or something like that. But that's just me. I don't know. Maybe there were some new features that'd be worth going straight into the Boxy Box, but
Yeah.
I think it's got to have DVR in the future. It's got to be.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And it's only $50. So
yeah, it is only So that's pretty good. And Jason from TechAU, have you been checking out any cool iPhone apps lately, mate? I know I'm going to mention Oink to you, but what's
I'm all over Oink.
Yeah. What do you love it? Do you like it or?
Yeah, look, it's got that initial launch hype still at the moment.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how that plays out over a longer period of time. As to whether there really is a benefit of posting about everything essentially, and sharing your thoughts, what you like, what you don't. At some point there has to be payback for the amount of time that you contribute. So yes, it's interesting to see what your friends are posting, but at the end of the day. It's something you have to remember to do and to spend time doing. So maybe if they could hook up with like deals at places, maybe that would encourage me to continue to do it. That's probably really the reason I still use Foursquare, to be honest. When Facebook really takes care of most of that functionality.
Yeah, for sure. And I just use it just to see a lot of feed on there. They post a lot of good feed on there, and interesting to look at.
Yeah, look, I would love it if the website you could do a search of which category you're after and just watch it scroll by.
Yeah, definitely.
The things that are being posted worldwide.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, yeah, they've got that live stream on the app, which is pretty good.
Yep.
And yeah, what about you, Steve? What are your thoughts on Oink? I know I've asked you before, but you haven't used it much, have you?
I don't know. It's not necessarily Oink. It's
Not
just
your,
that there's so many apps. I'm not saying it does the same thing, but and there's
Similar
so many.
check-in stuff.
Yeah, like kind of social networking with food or sharing with your friends. That I don't know. It's I don't really use apps a whole lot unless it's very specific, like Twitter. I have to Twitter something out when I'm not at home or something like that for me to really use it.
All right.
Now, Jason, did you see the articles this week about the Carrier IQ functionality? Have you read much into that?
Yeah, not a lot. I wasn't too concerned about it. Usually these things sort of blow up and then blow over. A lot of people came out, carrier-wise, came out and denied they weren't doing it. A lot of phone manufacturers said we're not doing it. So, you probably know more about it than me.
Well, for those who haven't heard about it, I'll just read a quick bit out of Sydney Morning Herald news article. The software, which Carrier IQ says is used on some 150 million mobile devices, appears relatively innocuous. It does watch what owners of Sprint, Nextel Corp and AT&T Incorporated smartphones do with them, including what people type and the numbers they dial, but it doesn't seem to transmit every keystroke to the company. Instead, it kicks into action when there's a problem, like a call that doesn't go through, and then it lets the phone company know. It's software that's developed in partnership with carriers with the intent to improve network performance, and as far as we can tell, it meets its description in execution. So there's a lot of furore going on about that during the week, but it seems maybe it's just a storm in a teacup, and Apple said they're removing it from the next version of iOS. It's mostly out of iOS 5, but it's still in Android devices and things at this stage, but probably nothing to get worried about, just something else somebody's discovered that nobody knew about.
Yeah, but also remember that Apple still get their bug reports from the phone, right? So if you have an application crash out on your phone, there's a bug report that, if you opt in, you can send that to Apple. So essentially this was all the carriers were doing. They were just getting a piece of that information chain to say when there were issues that affected their network. So, it seems to be a storm in a teacup.
Including with Apple's location recording and uploading that to their servers. People are a bit annoyed about that, but then Android and everybody else does that as well, so you can find out any Wi-Fi connections anywhere in the neighbourhood or wherever you're walking around, and it keeps a small database of that to upload to Apple.
Yeah, look, if you're carrying a mobile phone in your pocket, it's connecting to cell towers. If you think that somebody couldn't get information to look up, where essentially you are, then you're mistaken. I mean, that's just the nature of using these devices. If you don't want to have that sort of, it's not tracking, it's just that if authorities needed to find somebody, we want them to find the criminals sort of thing, and if these are techniques that they can use to track them down. So I just don't think it's a huge issue. They're not going to just out of their own interest, they're bored on the weekend, let's go and have a look up where Jason is. It's nothing like that.
Yeah, I think they've actually used that before to prove that somebody was in a particular location when they said they weren't, haven't they?
Yep.
Interesting.
Can't hide anything from the government, people.
No.
Well, most of us are sharing more than the government, needs to know on Facebook. If they really want to find out where we are, or Foursquare, or we're checking in by volunteering that information.
Yep, Oink and Yelp and everywhere tells people where you are. Twitter, people post their location when they post to Twitter often.
Yep, even geotag photos up to Flickr.
You've seen those idiots who go and break into a house and then update their Twitter feed, lol, I just stole this guy's TV, and then leave himself logged in when he goes.
Yeah.
They're pretty hilarious.
All right, Steve, any last words before we go, mate? You want to add anything?
I just wanted to mention that on the location data issue with the iPhone, well, perhaps others, Android as well, they use the database to be able to. It's a lot faster than just using GPS itself, and it uses wireless to do that, and it's supposedly a lot faster than just relying on the GPS function of the phone by itself.
Yeah, assisted GPS works really well to get you up and going fast. I know when I hop in my car and turn on my Garmin Nuvi and sit there for 5 minutes while it tries to figure out where I am. So if it could find a lot faster with Wi-Fi, I'd be much happier, or even cell towers.
Yeah, absolutely. And it can also be a battery saver as well if they don't have to fire up that GPS to find out your location.
Get you near enough. It's close enough.
That's right.
Yeah. So, Jason, now you do a podcast as well, a video podcast. When's the next episode out, mate?
Very shortly, mate. It has been far too long since I've done an episode.
It has.
And I've got plenty to talk about, so
Can't
way
wait.
overdue. So look out for that shortly.
Can't wait, mate. Now, Aussie Tech Head's been replaying your shows too. Do you know that?
Yeah, they asked me. So yeah, of course I want more people to hear about TechAU. So happy for them to do that.
What are your thoughts on their show?
Yeah, good. I've tuned in quite often and listened to their conversations. So yeah, no, look, funny guys, intelligent. I think they've got a lot to offer.
Yeah,
Very laid back and easygoing.
yeah,
Yep.
they are great guys. Glenn knows what he's talking about, and yeah. So that's about it. Any last words before we go, Jason?
No, it's just been great being here. It's
Oh,
been
good, mate.
fun to talk to you guys, and it's been a long time coming. So I'm finally on the show, and I'm very happy to have been here.
Cool, mate.
Get a plug in. Where do we find you on the interwebs?
Yeah, techau.tv is the website. I'm most active on Twitter, so at TechAU, and just hit me up.
Cool as, mate. And Jason, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Warlock, WAULOK, and Blue Bilby Apps, and also, of course, bluebilby.com.
Cool as, mate. And you can find me at Tech Webcast. And Steve?
You can find me on justin.tv/Linux Cool Dude for the live show.
All right. And also, how's your Kindle Fire going, mate?
Oh no, I had to put it in the box. It's a Christmas present, so
Yeah.
I couldn't sit there and use it. It'd be used by
Yeah.
the time I gave it to my son. So
Yeah, no, but what's your view on it when you open it up?
I liked it. I mean, it's not a full-fledged something to compare with an iPad with, but it seems to be a good device for the price.
I wouldn't mind one.
Yeah, they look small. I'm not really a fan of them.
Yeah, actually, it's smaller than it looks in the pictures. Believe it or not. But
Yeah, I saw your
Alright.
unboxing. You were a bit surprised.
like, wow, it's just barely bigger than an iPhone. No, I'm just kidding.
Good stuff. All right, well, this has been episode 166. Thanks, Jason, for coming on, Matt.
No worries, guys.
Thanks, Steve, and thanks to Jason Oakley and Steve drinking.
See you next week for the last show, everyone.
Oh, hang on, no, it's not the last. No, it's maybe the last show. Is it last?
No?
It might be. Until you go.
17th is the last show, mate.
Is it? Oh, two more to go.
Yeah, two more to go. That's it.
Oh,
cool.
And I think the last one is going to be a little bit longer than we will expect.
Sweet.
So
Look forward to it.
can't
See you all
wait.
in.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, Jason.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to check out Tech Webcast on blip.tv and subscribe to our podcast on iTunes to make sure you always have the latest episode at your fingertips. Tech Webcast, Tech Talk for Geeks.